Hey everybody, welcome to the Village Guy. For those of you who are joining for the first time, this is a show where we chat to people of Paarl and Wellington doing amazing things. And today we have someone that is busy changing the world. His name is Siyabonga Stengana. We're going to chat a bit to Siyabonga, why he's doing what he's doing and a bit of his big dreams and his passions.
Jumper Waste Management is a Paarl-based waste management company offering a
Mr. Stengana, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. And baie dankie vir geleentheid.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
What's happening? What's keeping you busy?
We're still trying here, as hence you mentioned, making a difference as much as possible, because I believe it's everyone's obligation to do so, Really, we cannot afford to live like this. Certainly, COVID-19 was certainly a wake-up call for us to really just make a difference as much as possible, even how little it is.
Yeah.
I mean, helping people, it wasn't easy, as we really knew that it was something that we had no idea on how to actually go about in managing this. So for me, I'm still pushing, trying making a difference, converting illegal dumpsites into recreational spaces, because I also believe that there's more that could be done, and like seeing for waste. Just basically being busy, try to make a difference, make a change as much as possible.
Yeah, so what happens? So we do primary school, we do high school, and then we decide one day I want to have my hands dirty all the time, and I want to work with waste, and I want to change the world. What was that trigger? Why?
For me, sadly, was what intrigued me was how I actually lost my job I did golf clinicings, also. As you can imagine that with lockdown there was no sporting activities whatsoever. So
do we play golf? What do you mean?
I'm a golfer. I was doing golf clinics with my last project was with Bashmir. We basically teach kids how to play golf, especially in communities such as Imbegwe, and I believe there's more, but in particular for me it was based in Mbegweni, which was a corporate with the score. So yeah, it was quite an overwhelming experience, but sadly I got retrenched. I had every ways to stress about it, to go on about it, but I told myself, how do I actually go about it and actually channeling this and taking this time, utilizing it productively, unlike stressing about it. So I thought to myself, how could I actually make this change, That's where we came about. There's luckily a friend of mine called Musambobo. Shout out to him, who believed in me when everyone thought this guy must be on drugs, But sadly, it's we know the challenges of how one could do good and tend to be labeled and being a misfit. But for me, however, it was an experience and a half how to actually handle people. And it's quite a really was an overwhelming experience. It wasn't easy. It has its own challenges. Logistics. Resources were needed. To make this quite a success. However, by the grace of God, we managed to actually improvise on whatever we had, to make this a success. And shout out to people even from Mbegwe, who actually support this. It might not be big, it might be small, but however, if it really makes a difference for us, we're truly thankful for. It's not just Mbegwe. Luckily, I've got 14 Western Cape, still growing, of course, and I'm really overwhelmed in how we actually went about even getting the a more abroad market, and however, I'm contemplating to making this more of a career. Also, I'm looking at venture. I really don't want to be overwhelmed, but it was really overwhelming because I'm having experiences. Today, I never knew that I could be one of the 200 young influentials in South Africa. For me, it's mind blowing, you know. So yeah, step by step, you know, I embrace each and every opportunity that come with this movement. But however, I don't want to be selfish. This is, you know, it's more of a program on how do we go about in hence tackling these challenges that we're having of yes, we are with the alcohol, you know, and drugs, you know, just basically workshopping how do we make the youth productive, and how do we instead of giving hope to the youth, because we're the one that's very vulnerable when it comes to these challenges. So whether if unemployment, drugs and substance abuse, but however, I'm quite optimistic in the future that everything will turn out great. And also for me personally, yes, I'm an orphan. My parents died when I was 5. Both parents, of course. I wanted to actually also give that hope to the next person that, you know what, with or without your parents, there is life. You don't have to go for the drug world, you know, to try to clear your stresses or whatever could be bothering you, you know. So yeah, man, just holistically trying to be there. I'm also doing skating as well, teaching kids how to skate. We also do pop-ups for people. You know, it's basically part of the program on how do we actually, okay, fine, the spaces are being cleaned, the beautification's been done. How do we now go about in occupying these spaces productively? You know, because hence I said there's more that could be done within these spaces. You know, so yeah, basically just giving hope to the youth out there. You know,
it's interesting. I mean, the few minutes you chatted now, all the 3 things that pop up in my head, right? So. Number 1 is teaching golf.
Yeah.
Number 2 is clearing up illegal dump sites to make a difference.
Yeah.
Number 3 is skating and teaching kids how to skate.
Yeah.
So I'm coming across that you're a purpose-driven person and you want to add value to the community.
Yeah.
Is that Siyabonga?
Yeah, that's basically, I've accepted that. Yes, it's part of Siyabonga.
Why do you think it's important to be a value, purpose-driven person?
Well, we're living in a world where there's so much that's going on, you know, a lot of materialistic-driven energy that's holistically there, which is, of course, it has its advantage and disadvantage, you know, but mostly it's how do we go about and finding that kind of, that raw love, you know, that tangible, unlike the materialistic love, you know, and
the financial part.
Exactly,
yeah.
You know. So really, for me, it's, you know, it's a way of actually showing that, you know what, there's more than the materialistic, you know, but we want that raw, that you know, that care, that you know. Sadly, it's not as common as we actually find it common.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think if you look at society, the minority is the purpose driven.
Exactly.
And also because there is a financial thing that makes things stick, pay school fees, pay electricity.
Of course, yes,
there needs to be that aspect to it.
Of course, yeah.
I think it's a necessary personality to have, but I think the world needs like more purpose driven people, because yeah, the minorities trying to change the world.
Exactly, you know. Yeah, however, we're not running away from the facts that you have to put ends meet on the table for things that should be paid
Right.
and bills that should be covered. But however, I look beyond that,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, we there is needs.
Yeah.
It's really been.
What's your biggest challenge? So you, of course, cleaning illegal dumpsites. You're
Yeah.
making them pretty. I see some of them you're making stuff out of wood. You're doing stuff out of tires.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what's your biggest challenge? So you've got this passion or this purpose of changing the face of Makweni looks.
Yeah.
What makes you want to scream in a cloth that no one hears?
Yeah, you know what? Look, I mean, it's not even about Mbegweni now. Hence, I said I've got 40 dumpsites. I'm still going.
Yeah.
There's still more because I really don't want to.
I'm only Makweni because I'm proudly Paarl. So
we Paarl.
Yeah, it's the 100%. I don't worry about the other 39 that you have.
Interesting enough, there's quite a lot of challenges that we have, you know, with resources, you know, with the paint, you know, logistics, you know, plants, you know, also tires, you know, but basically, you know, basic tools that we actually do need, you know, are quite crucial for us, you know, to actually keep the, because I mean, you could imagine we literally ask people from door to door for whether do we have old paints, old tools that we might borrow. So you could imagine the whole challenge, you know. But yeah, we hence I said I'm quite optimistic about the future. That eventually everything will turn right.
Yeah.
And you know, Paarl people, I know Paarl people are quite wonderful people, and yeah, they'll gradually they will be someone who's willing to support this.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this, by the way?
It's been 4 years now. It started in 2021 during lockdown, June month specifically. So I was blowing for the momentum. The second year, third year, I've really accepted it because, you know, however, there were times where I felt, you know, I really do not want to do this in my life. And yeah, it's, you know, it comes with the labelings, of course, you know, people marking and something for, you know, when you're a minority among the majorities, things tend to twist and the whole pressure tends to strike upon. But for me, it was really, it was calling because my late mom was also quite a community activist. So there was no ways I could actually run away from this gift, you know. But yeah, I was still growing, trying making a difference, you know, taking step by step, and hopefully, you know, hence I said I'm looking at this and making this a career, and hopefully we might actually undertake these challenges of youth unemployment, you know, that we.
So, do you have a team helping you? Do you do everything by yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Is this all voluntary now, currently? Seeing it, you're saying it's a career?
I do it part-time, voluntarily, and business, you know, because at the end of the day, I have to put in.
But what's the business aspect?
The business aspect is more on, okay, look, you have a problem, maybe in your area or in your house that you need to be revamped, there's rubbish. So what I'll do is I'll gather my team, which will go there and assist there and there, and of course we'll have our T's and C's amongst the production, you know. So yeah, but further than that, we will spot the potential spaces, you know, how do we actually engage with the people in terms of, if we really see it's really a problem, then more than anything else. You know,
so what's the big dream?
Well, the big dreams is slowly creeping. So I'm looking. But for me, what will be so sad is I really do not want to leave South Africa to go better other places than South Africa. However, I am looking abroad, places like Germany. We all want to go to Europe. But France, there was I'm not going to mention.
But do you know what the weird thing is? You wouldn't mention this if it wasn't a conversation already.
Yeah, you know, it's still on the pipeline because I really don't want things to turn, you know. But however, there is a loop. I could say that if France just asked for me to actually feature on their magazines. As well.
Look at you, dude.
Deutsche Welle, is it Deutsche Welle in Germany? Danchabella.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm crossing fingers that hopefully I'll shine Paarl again, and hopefully put Paarl in the map again. You know. So yeah, I'm actually quite overwhelmed.
Whoa, that's massive.
Yeah.
And so, of course, you do this platform, I mean, you do this purpose driven, let's call it initiative, and now you start being on tabloids, I mean, not tabloids, newspapers, radio stations, national, like when you think of starting something so small that is just,
you know,
and all of a sudden, all eyes are on you, like what's going through your head?
Hence I said, I'm really overwhelmed by this momentum, and for me, it's actually inspiration to go from strength to strength. Because I mean, hence it's not always about me, and it's how do we go about in looking beyond the youth. You know, I've got brothers and sisters who are out there who are on drugs, who alcohol abuse. You know, those are the key elements, and how do we go about in actually paying back, how do we help our brothers and sisters that are vulnerable within these challenges.
So what do you think is the biggest problem with society regarding waste? Why do people dump illegally?
You know, for me, I look at it as, you know, as much as we could try our best to workshop people on how do we find ways on finding sustainability, of course, but it's more of these small companies really need to embrace these small projects when it comes to waste management, and I also believe that it will be really helpful for our country moving forward, you know.
So you're saying corporates need to play a bigger role?
Oh, exactly. Investing on these small initiatives.
That's clever.
That's popping up, you know. As much as just basically workshopping people, you know, about
training and awareness campaigns.
The other day I was mentioning how us societies, we do not know about we do not know about the climate change, but also know only the consequences of it, sadly, you know. It's about high time really to actually educate our people about our climate change, and also on how do we actually go about in looking after our environment, you know. Also touching back on the recycling aspects, and how do we people generate income in terms of recycling.
If the genie's lamp comes and he says, and you find it while you're in France, in the desert, and you shine it, and he comes out and he says, Siyabonga, I grant you 3 wishes. What are the 3 wishes going to be?
It'll be interesting enough, you know. Making people understand that is, you know, Siyabonga is more altruistic, and also would love to make a difference as much as possible in this, and just basically being there and trying to make a difference.
Okay, but that's like the world problem. What is a personal 3 wishes for Siyabonga?
To make a living out of this, and hopefully taking care of myself, and basically just sustaining myself.
So what are you doing when you're not making your hands dirty and full of waste?
Well, it'll depend. It's either hands skating. If I'm not skating, I'm quite productive. So anything that's productive, I'll be doing.
So I'm going to ask you questions, but they're just 1-word answers. Right? Let's go. Movies or series?
Series.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Riri.
Riri. Insta or TikTok?
TikTok.
Okay, I've seen you've been very active on TikTok. Braai or dinner?
Braai.
Okay. Soccer or rugby?
Soccer.
If I had to look on your phone now, what is the most played song on your phone?
Drake featuring Meek Mill, Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Okay. So Drake or J. Cole?
Drake.
Okay. Drake or Kanye?
Drake.
Drake or Jay-Z?
Jigga, man. Of course. Get out of here.
Are you an early person or a late, early morning person or a late evening person?
I'm a morning person, also procrastinating in between or in doing last minute.
Okay, last minute things. Yeah. If you had supper with 3 people at your table, dead or alive, who would they be?
Dead or alive will be my parents.
Right.
And the last person will be my kid right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best thing that happened to you this year?
I got congratulated in the parliament.
Doing the things.
Yeah. Huh? I'm also 200 young. I'm male and guardian 200 young South African visionaries. I'm
doing
also,
the things.
2023 best innovation Mandela. Okay. Mandela Day celebration.
Okay, you know I asked you for one, eh?
Oh,
okay.
okay.
No, I'm joking. Carry on. Oh, just take out the list. Just take it out.
Yeah, UCT. Got congratulated by UCT. Stellenbosch.
Jeez. Having conversations with the
part
French.
Of the DIY in Germany.
Okay.
Ambassador.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay, carry on. We're on a roll here.
France. Yes. Also. Yeah, man. It's
okay.
It's quite.
What's the most expensive thing you've bought yourself?
Hoverboard VRs. Yes.
Okay, all the ones that you can stand on with the wheels.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. What are you excited about nowadays?
On how the momentum is going and how I'm making a difference and how I'm touching more communities in South Africa. So yeah.
What are you worried about nowadays?
And what I'm worried about is how I do not want to leave South Africa without being helped, and also going to other countries to go better, and like starting in my country.
If you could swap lives with one person for one day, who would it be? It will definitely be Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. Okay.
Or one person.
Yes. Yeah. What's the best pieces of advice you ever got?
To do whatever that you feel it's right, and feel that gradually things will come right. Just hang in there, and if you feel that gradually things will turn out okay, just hang in there, because you might not know that as soon as you decide to let it go, you just pop up eventually, you know. So my point will be to just hang in there in whatever key thing that you just started in your
What's a pinch myself moment in Siyabonga's life? Like, wow, Siyabonga, this is really happening.
Is it on a specific event or
whatever is the one thing that you're saying, oh, I can't believe I'm standing in front of Riri type of example?
Oh, okay. I can't believe I got a congratulation motion from the parliament.
Okay.
And how I got call from Berlin.
Okay. All right. So those are like those ones that you mentioned, your achievements. Yeah. If you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
If I had a superpower, I would basically try to manage waste as much as possible, because it's really crucial, especially in this world that we're living in. We're living in the 21st century where the world is going green. So anything that's more green produced, I would say that, you know, I'll just paint it all over the world. You know.
Who's your celebrity crush?
My celebrity crush will be Taylor. Was it only one? Taylor.
Taylor who?
Taylor Swift.
Okay. If you had to win the lotto now, today, in your bank account, what's the first thing you're buying?
Interesting enough. If I would win the lottery, I would buy food for people that.
Okay. Let's stop. We're thinking about Siyabonga now. I know you want to do good here in the world, and you're doing your things, and you're getting phoned by France and Belgium and Denmark, and so personally, like, what is the first thing? Is money on the bank account unlimited?
Yeah.
Where are we going? What we buying?
I'll buy property.
Okay. Where?
Buy property in Clifton. So
Jeez, okay.
I'll buy a property in Clifton or maybe Bantry Bay.
Jeez, okay.
So,
Okay, all right. So, what does the next year look like for Siyabonga?
I'm crossing fingers that hopefully I get to explore other provinces, other countries, of course.
Right.
But mostly, when I speak about locally, I would say other provinces, of course. But however, I am looking forward also abroad, more international market exploring. Yeah.
When are you in your happy space?
When I'm rollerblading, hydro dipping, or playing in my gardening.
Hydro
dipping.
What is that?
Hydro dipping, it's an art form that I do, it's an art form I do in sneakers, which I paint.
Okay.
Which I actually also charge the public 90 Rand for a pair of shoes.
Okay, what does hydro dipping mean?
It's a paint collaboration or mixture.
Okay.
So we just dip your shoes on them. They have whatever color that comes out, you get to embrace. So what's interesting is you do not know what colors do. Stick out. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's also one of the things that actually are currently sustaining my project. In terms of how do I go about in generating income for my resources.
So how can corporates or businesses get involved with Siyabonga? Where do they contact you? How do they follow you? And what are you looking for that they need to help you with to make your dream come true while you're still in Paarl, if you don't decide to desert us and go overseas?
I really appreciate, hence I told you that however we still have challenges of tools or resources.
What does tools mean?
Tools means shovels, pick, spades. Also your logistic when it comes to tires. Plants. Manure, compost. Paints. Etc. Your basic needs for purification. As well as also if there's any safeties that will actually will helpful, will increase, will also.
How many people are on your team?
I've got currently 12 now.
Okay.
So
it means 12 pairs of safeties, 12 overalls, 12 everything.
Yeah. So So I would truly appreciate that. So if there's any companies that are willing to support,
where do we get hold of you?
However, I am available. My email is siyabongastengana20@gmail.com.
All right.
Social media is Siyabonga Stengana.
Right.
That's required for Facebook, of course, Instagram, as well as Siyabonga Stengana, and Twitter. I am available, Siyabonga Stengana. Further than that, just go and Google Siyabonga Stengana.
Dude, thanks for this inspirational chat.
Thank you so much, and thank you again for the geleentheid.
Yeah, it was there's a level of motivation here in this conversation, which I think that's exactly why you're probably on this earth.
Yeah.
Because then everybody speaks to or talk to you, they walk away with some form of, okay, if this guy's doing a difference, then it's my job to do the same.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. But let us know when you get that phone call from Germany, or from France. Because then I'm going to delete the interview because you're not from Paarl anymore.
No, definitely.
I'm joking.
Put Paarl in the map.
Dude, thanks so much. Thanks so much for your time.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, cool. Yes, guys. So. Don't run away so fast. We must say bye to the people.
Thank you.
That is Siyabonga Stengana. He's beautifying illegal dump sites and making a massive difference, not only locally, but also provincially, and also with his eyes set on being international. And if you want to get hold of him, look at his Twitter feed and his Instagram feed. He's on TikTok as well. We'll leave all the details at the bottom. So he's trying to make a difference in the world. So if you want to get involved, you can just follow all the contact details we're going to leave at the bottom. So from our side, goodbye.